I see. You see, a global commodity needs a global reserve currency. So historically, the oil price was priced in pound sterling in the days of the empire, and where the UK not only was a colonial master, but also was trading with 3/4 of the world. So as that wider global scenario altered, and slowly the US dollar emerged as the global reserve currency, it was fairly obvious that the oil markets would sooner rather than later turn to the US dollars. Now, if you remember the time of the global financial crisis, a lot of people in OPEC rather mischievously suggested that they might adopt the euro because the US dollar was very volatile, but the idea was never really going to take off. The US is the global reserve currency, hence the oil is priced in US dollars.
Why is a strong dollar bearish for the oil price?
Very interesting question. I can draw an example from the global financial crisis and what's happening at the present moment in time. Now, if you go back to, say, 08, 09, there's a very infamous soundbite by Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, and he described the US dollar, just as the oil price was rocketing to about $144, as a worthless piece of paper. Now, at that point in time, the housing market was having an impact on the US dollar. But it had not yet morphed into a global financial crisis. So the dollar was relatively weaker, and it reflected in a higher oil price, which was fairly bullish at that point in time. Now, fast forward to 2014, as the oil price is falling, what we notice at the present moment in time is that the US dollar is very strong against a basket of currencies. And that then reflects in a lower oil price. It doesn't directly aid bearish sentiment, but it does create a lower oil price because the dollar is a lot stronger to a basket of GCC currencies, Gulf Cooperation Council currencies in the Middle East. So yes, it definitely has a bearing. I would say after the quantitative easing program has been eased out, the dollar has some better days ahead, and that will have an impact on the oil price.